Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's hard level difficulty puzzle. And it's called Chess-doku by Macetab. And here are the rules. We have normal 8x8 Sudoku rules apply, which means in every cell in the grid, place a single digit such that every row, column, and designated 8-cell region contains the digits 1 through 8 exactly once each. Each circled cell represents a chess piece on the corresponding square of a chessboard, with white moving up the board and So white is starting here and then going that direction. Black is going this way and going that direction. So each circled cell is a chess piece. So keep that in mind. Each piece, type, and color is assigned a unique digit. For example, all white pawns share one digit, all black pawns another, and not all piece types must appear. So we are not guaranteed that we have all the unique piece types in these digits. All white pieces are globally lower digits than all black pieces. And within each color, the digit values follow standard chess hierarchy if they exist. So, for example, basically a pawn would be lower value than a knight, which is lower value than a bishop, which is lower value than a rook, which is lower value than a queen, which is lower value than the king. And again, the white pieces are lower digits than all black pieces. The chess position is legal. No piece is currently attacking any piece of the opposite color, regardless of it is defended. If it is defended. Okay. I think it's supposed to be if it is defended. So there is no piece attacking another piece of the opposite color. That's interesting. No pawn promotions have occurred. It is white to move, and white has a checkmate in one. Oh no. I'm not good at chess. Anyways. Hmm. Okay, so let's take these all one by one. Each circled cell represents a chess piece on the corresponding square of a chessboard, and with white moving up the board. Each piece type and color is assigned a unique digit. For example, all white pawns. Okay. So every square is a chess piece. Or sorry, every circle is a chess piece. And they can be white or black. And every piece type and color is assigned a unique digit. So that means we cannot have all piece types of... We can't have every piece type available. We only have 8 digits possible, so 1 through 8, and we have potentially 12 unique combinations of color with piece type. So that means there are definitely going to be missing piece types. All white pieces are globally lower digits than all black pieces. So all the white pieces are less than all black pieces. And so that means, like, if you have, well, an 8 has to be a black piece, because there's no way you can have, there's just no way you can have 8 eights, or 8 is the highest digit, and there's no digit that's lower than that. And since all white pieces are lower than all black pieces, that means 8 has to be a black piece. Okay. And within each color, the digit values follow the standard chess hierarchy. So you have to keep in mind, pawn is going to be a lower value than a knight, which is lower value than bishop, which is lower value than rook, which is lower value than queen, which is lower value than king. So keep that in mind. the chess position is legal. So we have this chess way that this is laid out is a legal positioning. And so again, white is going from the bottom to the top. Black is going from the top to the bottom. So the chess piece is legal, and no piece is currently attacking any piece of the opposite color. So that means nothing is basically, no chess piece is basically saying I'm attacking. I can capture another piece with the next move. Regardless if it is defended, and white and black have identical material. Oh, that's one thing I didn't say. White and black have identical material, which is the same number of each piece type. Interesting. I missed that completely. So that means white and black have totally the same material, which means they have the same number of each piece type. So that means they are missing the same pieces then. And which means they have the same pieces on the board. No pawn promotions have occurred, so that means we have the same number of pawns, and we can't have like multiple queens, or well, you can't have multiple kings, but yeah. And it is white to move, and white has a checkmate in 1, so white should be able to checkmate the black king then. Digits separated by a white Kropki dot are consecutive. So say this was a 6 here. This would have to be 5 or 7 to make sure that these digits are consecutive. And those are all the rules. If you like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, so we know white and black have identical material, which means they have the same number of pieces. What we don't know is how many of each piece they have. We do know 8 is the black king, so there cannot be another 8 in this puzzle. Let's make it blue. We'll make black, blue, and white, green here. So this must be the black king. There's no other 8 in a circle then, because there's only one king for each side. 7 also has to be black because of the same, because all white digits are less than all the black digits. 8 would be attacking this cell since it's a king. So this cannot be a white cell. It must be black. It's very likely a pawn. We don't know though. 8 again cannot be in any other circle. So 8 in row 2 has to be one of these 3 digits, because we have 8 already in this region. 8 in row... So where are the 8s in this puzzle? They can be here, here, basically just non-circles. Here, these 3, or these 6. Well, it cannot be in the middle of 2 digits, because 8 in 1 through 8 can only be next to 1 unique digit. So therefore 8's one of those 2, 8's one of these 2. The question is, do we have all the digits possible in... So basically, do we have 4 of each type of piece? Actually, how many pieces do we have in total? 1, 2... So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14... So 1, 2, 3... 6, 9, 12, 14, 17. Is that right? 17, 21, 22. We have 11 of each piece. Okay. Can we have non-pawns? Basically, do we have to have a pawn? And I think the answer is probably yes. Do we have... Sorry, the answer is no. The question is, can we have a situation where there are no pawns on the board? And that would then no. The answer is no. You have to have... There's 8 pawns on each side. If you don't have the pawns, that means you would only have 8 pieces total on each side when we have 11. So we're guaranteed pawns. We're guaranteed a king, and we could have 2 of the same we could have 2 of the same type. So technically it could be 8-7-6 and then or 8-7-5 and then 3-2-1 or 4-2-1. Technically. Unlikely though. So how would There's no pawns. So white can put black in checkmate. Which means that something has to move. I guess you could have double knights. Except that... Okay, so you can't have really double knights. Because... you could potentially have 8 pawns. It's very unlikely, but you could have 8 pawns. 7 is a non-pawn. So you would have, if you have 8 pawns, these would both be 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 pawns. 2 out of 3 would be pawns here. 2 out of 3 would be pawns here. 2 out of 3 would be pawns here. But I can't think of a situation where you could put black in checkmate. Assuming you had 2 of the same type. Right, it would have to be knight and knight, but there's no knight that's covering both of these cells. So for pawns, okay, so if you had 8 pawns, you'd have to have black here and white here, because none of these cells can ever be pawns, because they're on the back ranks. These would be pawns, pawn, 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 pawn. Pawn, pawn. Oh, but these can't all be pawns. They can't all be white pawns because they have to be different digits. Interestingly enough. So you can't have 8 pawns, which means we have... So 8 through 5... Sorry, 8 through 5 have to be black cells. Because we can't... If the only way to have 8 pawns would be these are all the same digit, which is not possible. Okay. That means we have... Okay, so that... What does that mean? We have one... We have a king. We have 2 of the same type. We have at most 2 of the same type in one set. And we have another at most 2 of one set. So that means we have... one type. And again, black and white have the same material, so it must be 4 types on each side. Again, you have 8. So you have 1 king. You have 2 at most of both types, of 2 types. That's 5. That leaves 6 pawns available. So you have 6 pawns on both sides, and you have to then have 6 pawns of each side. Because you can't have fewer than that. So that means only one of these is the pawn. It's most likely going to be a knight-bishop combination would be my guess. So you can't have queens available. My guess is that it's knight-bishop combination. So this, one of these two is going to be, so in each of these spaces, one of these has to be 6 pawn. It has to be a black pawn and a white pawn. That means we're going to have, so we have to have 2 of each non-pawn digit, non-king digit to add up. Because again, the pawns are not promoted. So that means we can only have 1 pawn in each row of each color, right? Because they have to be unique digits, right? And pawns that are not promoted cannot be in the first and the bottom. They can't be in their first rank because they all start in rank 2, and they can't be at the last rank because then they would be promoted. This is a blue. It cannot be 7 or 8, so this is 5 or 6 here. So pawns have to be 5 and 1. We either have 2 bishops and 2 knights, or 2 knights and 2 rooks, or 2 bishops and 2 rooks. We can't have a queen. The white king is 4. There's only 1 4 then in the puzzle. So of these have to be the pawns. So these are 1 and 5 here. So we have 1 and 5 here in row 4 because those are the only 2 digits there. We have 2 pawns then in row 7. So this has to be 5 and this has to be 1. So this is the white pawn, and it cannot be attacking any other any opposite character or opposite piece. So this is green then. This is the same. So this has to be, can't be 1. So it can't be, it could technically be the king. No, well, maybe. Anyways, okay, so this is pawn here. We don't necessarily have so we have a pawn in each, 2 pawns in each row. Okay, so we have 1 or 5 in one of these 3 cells. Let's remove all the 8s. That's too many cells there. This is a pawn. This is a pawn. This could technically be the black pawn. The black pawn. Okay, so the white pawn is the black pawn's missing in column 3 because the white pawn has already advanced to this level, and this can't be white pawn. So one of these 3 is the white pawn here. So that means we're missing one other black pawn, and we don't know which. So this is not black pawn, this is not black pawn. This cannot be a white knight, because that would be attacking that cell. 7... So this could be either bishop or rook. Bishop, we don't have it attacking another cell. This is blocked by the pawn. So this is a 1-5 pair. So if this were 5, this would have to be a non-pawn. 5 can't be here, so we know one of these 2 is a 5. Okay, so we have a 5-5 pair here. So one of these is definitely black. the black pawn. So if this is 5, this is 1, and that's 5. If this is 5, that means this is 1, and that's 5 there. So we could be missing a pawn, a white pawn in column 4. We have 6 ones. Okay, so again, so where is 1 in row 1? It must be one of these 4. We have a 1 guaranteed here, which means 1 in... Ah, there we go. So we have a 1 guaranteed in one of these 2 spots. Which means where is the 1 in box 3? It could be, actually it has to be here. Because there cannot, in row 4, we have to have a 1. But this can't be 1 because we have a guaranteed 1 in one of these 2 and a guaranteed 1 in one of these 2 cells. Which means that we cannot have 1 guaranteed. We have a 1 that's not possible in columns 1 and 4 anymore. So this has to be a 1 here. So this is a 1, which is green. Then one of these is a 5. 1 has to be one of these 3. And then 1 has to be one of these 2. And this can't be 1 or 5 because of the 1-5 pair in the box. So this has to be 1 or 5 here. So one of these is the... Okay. We're guaranteed a 5 here and a 5 here. We don't know if this is 5. We know for box 7, one of these 2 is a 5 because we have a guaranteed 5 in one of these 2. And if this were 5, it would have to be a black... There would have to be a black thing there. Can this ever be 5 here? I guess you could have a 1 there, right? Oh, this is so... If... No, 5 could fine there. We have 5 as one of these 3 cells. 1 and 5. This is a 1-5 pair. So this is not 1 or 5. We don't know what it is, though. 5 is one of these 2. This cell cannot be a white cell, because if this is a white cell, it would be attacked by the black pawn that's in one of these positions. So this cannot be a white cell. It's a black cell. So it can't be 1. Technically, that could be a 5. Right, it's the same thing. 1 can't be there because of the same issue. If this were 1, this can't be 5. If this is 1, though, it would be 5. So we know one of these is a 1. We don't know which. So if this is 1, this can't be... Wait. Yeah, if this is 1, this can't be 5 and is 1. Oh, this digit must be 1 away from 1 or 5. So we have 2, 4, or 6 possible here, which leaves this as 3, 5, or 7. No, it can't be 5. It would have to be 3... So it could go 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 3, or 5, 6, 7. So those are the possibilities there. These cannot have 1 or 5, and it forms a set of 3 digits. So this must be 2 and 4 surrounding 3, or 6 and 8 surrounding 7. Interesting. We're guaranteed 1 has to be one of those 2. Let's see. This is 1, 5 as a pair. We have a 1, 5 pair here. We're guaranteed 1 has to be one of these 2. Hmm. This is a black piece. So if we had a 1 here, that would be attacking that piece. So this cannot be 1. Still could be the 5. Could be the black pawn. Hmm. If this is 2, 4, 3, this has to be 5, 6, 7 there. Remaining digits in box 6 cannot be 1, 5, or 6, because if this is 2, 4, that forces this to be 6. Otherwise, 6, 8. So this has to be 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 as possibilities there. This cannot contain 8 or 7, so this, and we know one of these is a 7. So 7 cannot be here. 7 has to be one of these 2. Hmm. Okay. So to put Black King in checkmate, this cell, this pawn is covering that cell. There must be something else that's covering this cell for white. Or, well, the thing is, this is some sort of pawn. How... Oof. So that means this covers this cell. What is covered by this? The thing is, this can't be a white rook, because if it were, it would be attacking this cell. It would be attacking the king. You could have some sort of bishop-rook combination, and that could cover this. The problem is I don't see any cell covering that cell there. This is a pawn. This is a pawn. I guess you could have a white knight covering that. But then how do you attack that? You have to have another knight attacking there. And so it'd have to be knight and knight. So that's possible. So you could have double knights attacking, I guess. No, that doesn't work. If you have knight going from here to here, and then this is... Oh, I guess no. This is a knight covering here, and you could have a knight attacking there, and then that would put that white king in check, or black king in checkmate. Hmm. There are two, so there's 1 4 in circles. There's 2 7s, 2 6s, 2 3s, and 2 2s in circles. Um, there's no more 8s in circles though. Can we have rooks is kind of the question, right? If we don't have rooks available. Okay, so what is covering this attack? Obviously this can't be a rook. White rook. Um So what are the other possibilities to put this king in checkmate? So again, you could have knight here, knight here. The knight jumps from here to here, and then that we already have. This is covered by the white pawn. This is covered by the white knight there, which means the king can't move either of those places. And if a knight jumps here, then it covers that, and that puts the king in checkmate. What about this? Is not covered by a bishop-like thing. This is still covered by knight or pawn. Um, hmm. Okay. If this is 1, if this is a white pawn, this cannot be 5 because then that would be they would be basically attacking each other. So this has to be 1 then here. This is 1 and 1 here, which means this can't be 1. This 1 would force this to be 5, but then this 1 being... Oh, you could actually do that. Right, because pawns can take each other crosswise, or take another piece crosswise. So you could have had a pawn go here, 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 or you could have a black pawn go here, 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 take a piece, and then jump to there. So that is possible. So it's not that. So okay. Um. Right. Um. Hmm. So this piece has to be 2, 3, or 4 here. But you can have pawns after each other because they could have crossed essentially by taking another piece. Hmm. Hmm. This is a black piece. It could be a pawn, so it could be 5, 6, or 7 here. Hmm. Cannot be a bishop though. Um. This we don't really know. This is 2, 3, 4, 6, or 7 here. We don't know what type of piece it is. Um. Huh. I'm trying to think of potential other things. Okay, so say we had a bishop-rook combination. I guess it's possible. We could have a rook move over here, then the pawn, and then the bishop pinning the pawn here. Hmm. But then the problem is, what is this piece, right? I guess this could be a white bishop. So if you have bishops and rooks... Okay, so this is definitely not a pawn. So this is 2, 3, 4, 6, or 7 there. I guess technically it could be the king. No, it can't be the king. If this is the king, it would be threatening this piece, which is not allowed. So this can't be 4. So it's 2, 3, 6, 7. It cannot be the white bishop. It could be white knight. It cannot be white rook. So it cannot be white rook or white bishop. White rook would be white rook would be attacking the king. White bishop would be attacking this cell. So this can never be a 3. Hmm. This could be white king if this is white. White knight, right? Hmm. Okay, what are possible other pieces here? 7. One of these two is a white pawn. One of these 3 is a black pawn. Hmm. Okay. So say you had rook and... So you had rook and bishop. If you had rook and bishop, you could potentially put this in checkmate, right? Bishop holds this pawn in place, so if you move a rook here, that would attack this cell and put the king in checkmate, because the pawn cannot take the rook because it's blocked by the bishop. So that could potentially work. I don't think knight bishop combinations, I don't think puts black king in checkmate, right? This is not a bishop. Pawn attacks that cell. There's no bishop right now that's attacking this cell. Knight moving here. Again, the knight goes to checkmate, so that has to have a knight putting this cell, already keeping that cell in danger. And again, it can't be put in danger by knight. Or can't be attacked by knight. Or bishop, sorry. Could be bishop or rook going here. That is potentially possible. So I think those are the only two ways to basically create a mate. You can either have a knight here covering that spot, pawn covering that spot, and a knight jumping into here, putting the king in mate. Or you have bishop covering this way. A pawn always still covers that. Rook going here, knight or bishop forcing this pawn to stay in place, and the rook putting this cell in danger and this and the king in mate. So what happens if we have that? Then this is a 7. That's interesting. Okay, that's a problem. This would then be a 7, because that's the highest possible one after the 8. This would be 7, this would be 7. They would guarantee, this would be a 1, but then the 7 would be attacking this 1 and this 1. Okay, well, there you go. 7 cannot be attacking the 1 here as a rook. So 7 has to be a bishop then. So it has to be 2... Yeah. It has to be bishops and knights. And so the only way I can see this putting in mate is basically knight here, knight jumping into here, and this can't be jumped. The only way this can be jumped to is from this cell or this cell. So this is blue, and it's 2. So 7 has to be a bishop. So therefore, this is black. This cannot be 7 then here. It's 5 or 6. So this is definitely black, because otherwise this bishop would be taking that. And this can't be 2, so this is either king or bishop. Probably bishop, but we don't know. This has to be knight jumping here, attacking that cell, because this knight is covering that cell, the pawn's covering this cell, and we need to put in mate. So then this cannot be 5. It has to be 2. This is 5 then, and is dark, which means this black, which is white here. This is black. So therefore, this is 2. This is 5. We have 1 and 5 there. So again, knight mates here. This is 7. Okay, we have pawn, pawn, pawn. We have both 2s. This is black. And it could be 5, 6, or 7. This is knight. We don't have any attacking. This is pawn, pawn, pawn. This cannot be 6. If this were 6, that would force us to be 7, and then we'd eliminate 2 of the possibilities for both of these circles here. And we'd have to have 5 in each. So this can't be 6, which means this can't be 8. We know, therefore, one of these 2 is a 6 here, then. So we have knight attacking here. Remaining digits of box 1, we have 3, 4, and 6. Okay. So 6 is guaranteed to be one of those 2. These digits have to be consecutive. We don't have 2, we don't have 7 or 8 available, and 3 and 4 would eliminate all possibilities for this cell. So this has to be 5 and 6 specifically, which makes this 1 with 3 or 4 here. And a guaranteed 1 there. Okay. So we have 2 pawns here, 1 pawn here. You could technically have a pawn there. This can't be 5 and 6 because that would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. So this must be 1, which makes this 2, and that's 3. This cannot be 2, 3, and 4 then. So this must be 8, 7, 6 to be consecutive. No 2, 7, or 8 in the remaining digits. This is 1, so that's the white pawn. This cannot be 1 here, which means this has to be 1 here as the white pawn. This is 5 as the black pawn, which makes this 1 as the white pawn here because this can't be 1. So this is 1. We have all the white pawns now. That leaves 1 cannot be here. 1 has to be here. 1 can't be here, so 1 has to be here. This can't be 7, so this is a 5-6 pair here. So 6 is a knight, is the black knight. This is a white knight. It's not attacking anything here, so that's fine. This cannot be black bishop, because that would be attacking this white cell here. So if it's white, so we have already all the okay, we have no, the 5 is pawn, right? So if this is white, cannot be knight, it would have to be bishop, which would be attacking a black piece. So this cannot be black, or it could be, this could be king. So it could be white king. It cannot be pawn, because that would be attacking this cell. So this cannot be 5, which means this has to be 5 here, and this is 6 here. That means 5 is one of these two. This can't be 4 because of the 3-4 pair in the column. So this cannot be white, it has to be black. Can't be pawn, can't be bishop, so this has to be knight. So this is the 6 then. Because it can't be king, we already have the black king. And that's... no, the knight attacks that. Shoot. That's not working. Let me start over. Okay. This is black. This is black. The king would be attacking that spot if it's light, so therefore this is... if it's white, so that's black. We have to have a 5-1 pair in each of rows 2 through 7. So this must be a black pawn. This is white pawn. White cannot be attacking a black piece. So this must be not black. This is white. So again, this is 2, 3, or 4 because white cannot be promoted. We have 1, 5 as a pair here, which eliminates 1, 5 in the rest of the box, so this can't be 1 or 5. This must be 1, 5. 1 and 5. 1 goes to 2 here, and then 3. 5 goes to 4 or 6, then 3 or 7. Again, to add up to be 3 consecutive digits in this box, we don't have 1 or 5 available. It's either 2, 4 with 3, or 6, 8 with 7. We are guaranteed a black pawn here, so this cannot be... if this were a white piece, it would be attacking that, so this must be a black piece. 7 cannot be a rook, because it would be attacking this white piece here. So the 7, and it can't be queen, so 7 has to be bishop, which means this cannot be a white piece because it would be attacking that, so this must be a black piece. 1 can't be here, so 1 has to be in this is a black piece, so 1 is one of these two. 5 can't be here, so 5 is guaranteed to be one of those two. 5 then has to be in column 3, one of these two. 1 cannot be here because that's not on the appropriate rank. So 1 can't be here because of 1 in the column, so where's 1 in... 1 cannot be here because 1 has to be on rank 2 as a chess piece. So therefore, one has to be one of these two, which means one can't be here, one can't be here, one can't be here, whereas one has to be there. So that is a white pawn. We have one is one of these two. Maybe there is another way to put the king in check, mate. You have knights and bishops to attack. Oh, you could take, right? Ah, I think you have to be able to take. Right. So we tried the other way, and that didn't work. Where we had a knight here, knight jumping to here. But I think what we can do is we could have knight... Oh, we could have both knights here. No. Oh, wait, hold up. No piece is currently attacking piece of the opposite color, so you cannot take. You can't take there, then. So that rules out bishop. Because the only way a bishop could attack this square is by taking this piece. And right now, no piece is currently attacking a piece of the opposite color. So it does have to be knight attacking from that angle. The problem is this is not being attacked by anything except if it's the knight staying here. So therefore you have to have another knight come in to attack that square. I think that almost certainly guarantees that has to be knight, right? Hmm. I'm trying to think of a different way that you could be doing that. So 7 has to be one of these two. If it's 7, so if this is 7 as a bishop, pawn is attacking this square. I just don't see how you can attack both of these squares, right? There's no bishop attacking this angle. If you have a knight, bishop putting king in check would only be there. We don't have any bishop attacking this square here currently. Because this is 1 or 5 guaranteed. So I think the only... Yeah, this still... Okay, well, 2, which means this can't be 2. This has to be 7. This is 3, 4, and 6. That forces... Yeah, this has to be knight jumping in to attack the king. Can't get jumped to there. It must jump to here. And this is not a knight. Because we know it's a pawn. So this must be 2, which makes that 5. This is white knight. It's not attacking any cell here. This white knight is attacking only these 4 cells. This is a 5, so it's black pawn. This is white pawn. This is black pawn. So this is 1, that's 5. Again, this has to be 5 and 6 as a pair. Oh no, it could be 4 and 5. Okay, that's the problem. That's where I made the mistake. So it could be 4, 5 or 5, 6. We just have a guaranteed 5 here. Okay. And this is guaranteed 1 with 3, 4, or 6. Right. Okay, there we go. This is 5, 6, or 7. This is 5, 6, or 7. Okay, so that was the error. So we have all pawns. We have all the twos. This could be 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Cannot be 6 because it would be attacking that square. 2, 3, 4, 7. What about this cell? Cannot be 5 because then it would be attacking this square here. Can't be 7, so it could be 6 here. Could be 1. Could be 3. This cell here is not attacking anything knights move away. Could be 1. Cannot be king. Oh, this could be king, though, also. 1, 3, 4, 6. It can't be 2. There's no more 2s in circles because we have both of the 2s. Okay, so that can't be 2. No more 8s. So we have 1 available in these. No 2s. We could have 3s available here. Technically 4 could be any of these. Well, this can't be 4 because that would be attacking both of these spaces. This can't be 4, it would be attacking that. So this can't be 4 here, no 4 here. Technically these could all be 5. 6s would be knights. So these could all be 6s. This could be a 6. 7 cannot be here because of 7 in the column. 7 technically cannot be there. So 7 could be any of those. So one of these 4 has to be a 7, actually. That's interesting. This can't be 7. It would be attacking that white pawn there. This can't be 7. It would be attacking that white pawn there. This could be 7. This cannot be 7. It would be attacking white pawn in... Oh, I guess this could be 7 too. So this is not 7 because it's attacking... It would be attacking a white pawn here. This is 3 or 4. Oh, this could technically be 7 also. Well, we have 7 on the whites. So that's one thing. Okay, so this can't be 7. Because we have a white squared bishop for the black already there. So this can't be 7. This is 5, 6 as a pair, which eliminates 5, 6 in the rest of the column. So no 6 here, which means this can't be 8 here. So we're guaranteed, again, 6 has to be one of these 2 digits. The remaining digits here are 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. This could be 5, 6, 7 now. Okay. 7. Okay, so... So we need a black square bishop for black. And so it would be here or it's here. Where is 2 in box 6 or 5? It has to be one of these 2, which means 2 in column 1 must be one of those 2. Where is 2 in row 3? Can't be in a circle anymore, so 2 has to be here. Which means this cannot be 1, 2, 3. Which means this is 5 here. That's 1. Okay, that's interesting. So that's totally different. This is 5, this is 1. which means this cannot be 1 because they would be this has to be a black cell. So this cannot be attacking. This has to be the 1 then. So this is white cell. So no 1, no 3 or 4. It's 5, 6 as a pair. Okay, this is 5. No 2. This can't be 5. Where is the 5 in row 1? It has to be here. So that's 5. It's either 4. We have 4 and 6 as a pair here, and then 3 and 7. So we have a 4, 6 pair in column 6, which leaves the remaining digits at 3, 7, 8. No 7 here because of 7 in the row. This is a 5, 6 pair, which eliminates 5, 6 in the rest of the row. So this can't be 5 or 6. It's 3 or 4. Okay. So this is a white piece here. 6 is a knight. You cannot be attacking any other white pieces. It doesn't for either of them. 5 is one of these two. Okay. This cannot be a bishop because it would be attacking this black piece there. So this is king, which makes that a bishop. No 3 here, no 3 here, no 3 in either of these spots. We have a 4, 6 pair here. We need another 3 on the white squares. So this can't be 3 here. This can't be 4. But we need a 3 in one of the white squares. This can't be 3. So either 3 here or 3 here. This cannot be a 6 because that would be attacking a white piece. So therefore, this is white piece here as 1, 3, 4. Can't be 4. We already have the king. 1 would be pawn. 3 would be bishop, which is fine. It's not attacking a black piece. 5 and 6 here. We need another 7. And it has to be on the black or black squares. So this is 7. It's not attacking any white pieces. So this is 7. Which means this can't be 7 here. So one of these two is a 7. Okay. We need 2 6s. Remaining digits of row 2 are 2, 3, and 8. Okay, 5. Oh, 5 eliminates 5 here. So that's 6, which makes this 5, which makes that 6. We need a 5 here. So that's 5 there. And this is the last blue. We have 2 6s here. This can't be 6. It's 3, which is the white bishop. That means we have all the 3s available. So this is 1. And is the white pawn. Okay. How many 1? Okay, so 1 eliminates 1 from being here. So therefore we have a guaranteed 1 there. Remaining digits of row 4 are, well, this has to be 6 because there's no 6 available in box 4 because we already have 1, 2, 6, 5 here. We have remaining digits of 3, 4, 7, 8 here. No 7 here, obviously, because of 7 in the column. This is also 3, 4, 7, 8. No 3 here, no 4 here, no 7 here, no 8 here, no 7 there. 1 eliminates 1 from being here, so therefore this must be 1 over here. Okay. If, well, remaining digits of row 7. We have 2, 3, 7, 8. No 7 or 8 here because of 7, 8 in the column. No 7 here because of 7 in the column. No 7 here because of 7 in the column. Where is the 7 in row 7? It must be here, which means this can't be 7 here. Where is the 7 in row 3? It has to be here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ones. 2s, we don't have very many. 3s, we have very few. And 4s, we have even less. 5s, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We know where the last 5 has to be. It has to be here. Okay. 6s, we don't have many 6s. 7s. We don't have many we have 5 7s, but that's not enough. 8s, we don't really have enough 8s. So this has to be, this is guaranteed to have 4 or 6, which eliminates 4 and 6 in the rest of the box. Okay, remaining digits of, let's do column 3. We have 3 and 8. Okay. Remaining digits of this 3. Oh, this 3 eliminates 3 in the rest of the box. So this can't be 3. It's 2. That's 8. This is 3. Okay, there we go. That eliminates 3 in the rest of the column and box. That leaves this digit as a 6, which eliminates 6 here. So it's 4 and 6 there. 4 eliminates 4 here. So it's 3. This can't be 3 or 8. It's 4, which makes this 8 there. Remaining digits of column 2 are 2 and 6, but 6 can't be here because one of the 6's here has to be there. So this is 2, that's 6, which eliminates 2 in the rest of the row. So we have a 3. Yeah, okay, that's fine. This is 3 and 8, which forces this to be 4. So this cannot be 4 here. It's either 2, 3, 4, or 8, 7, 6 that way. Okay. Remaining digits of row 8 are 2, 4, 7, 8. No 7 here because of 7 in the column. We have a 4, 6 pair in column 8, which eliminates 4 and 6 in the rest of the column, so there's no 4 here. This is 8 and no 4 or 8 here. It's 2, which eliminates 2 in the rest of the row. 8 eliminates 8 in the rest of that row. This is different than this cell. So let's make this pink, we'll make this orange. Pink means this has to be orange there. Orange means this has to be pink there. Do these have to be the same digit? So if this is 5, this is 6, that's 7. So then this is 4, 3, 2. If this is 5, that's 4, this is 3. This cannot be 4, 3, 2, it's 6, 7, 8. So these are opposite. These are opposite digits, right? 5, 4, 3 means this cannot be 4, 3, 2 here. It's 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7 here means this can't be 6, 7, 8. It's 4, 3, 2. So these are opposite digits, which means this cannot be 3 or 7. So that's 4, which means this can't be 4 here. There's no 4 here. Where's the 4 in row 8? It has to be here. Okay. Hmm. Does that tell us anything else? This digit then must be the same as that. I guess we'll use yellow and medium. So this is yellow. This has to be medium. Yellow's here and here. So then yellow has to be one of these two. So if this is 2, 3, 4, this has to be 7, 8. If this is 8, 7, 6, this has to be 2, 3. So we're guaranteed one of these digits is 3 or 7. This is 3 or 7, so this has to be the gray here. So this cannot be 3. It's 2 or 8. Okay. This cannot be 7, 8 because that would eliminate all possibilities for this cell. So this must be 2, 3, and 4. So that's 4. These are 6 then, which makes that 7. That's 3. 7 eliminates 7 here, so it's 8 and 7. This can't be 2 or 3. It's 8, which makes this 3, which makes that 2. This must be a 7, 8 pair. 3 eliminates 3 here, so it's 8 and 3. Therefore, this is 7, and this is 8. Congratulations for solving the puzzle. Bonus challenge. From the same position, find a forced checkmate for black in 3 moves. There are a couple of possible variations you will need to calculate. I'm bad at chess, so I don't... what is it? In 3 moves? So that means starting from black? So you have king here. Bishop here. Bishop covers this. Knight covers these two. Pawn covers these two. Pawn is here. Pawn is here. Bishop's here. Oh. Okay, so I guess we have knight uncovering would be my guess. And then putting the king in check. We have bishop covering these two. Okay, let's remove colorings. Well, let's remove every coloring except for black and whites. Bishop is covering these two. So those are in danger. Knight is covering these two, so that's in danger. Pawn is covering these two. Pawn's covering here, so that's in danger. Knight uncovering would put bishop in danger there. And put king in check. So king could move over here. If that's the case. Pawn covers this, so that's fine. Pawn covers this. Pawn covers these two. I mean, the pawn could promote, but the problem is that... Oh, whoops, this is green also. Pawn could promote. But I don't know if that helps any. Potentially knight could, or bishop could put this, these two into play. You cannot force any move except for putting the king in check. Hmm. Knight puts those in danger. So bishop puts those in danger. He also puts these in danger. Knight or pawn could promote, but the problem is that the king could potentially move, or you could. Huh. Mm, hmm. How would you attack this? Yeah, as I said, I'm not good with chess. So for me, I'm just like, I don't know how I go about this. In 3 moves. I'm assuming it's 3 black moves, right? Um, hmm. Okay, you definitely have to keep the white king in check because otherwise then white just if you give him a free move, then white moves that knight and basically puts you in mate. So I guess you cannot go queen here with promoting there because then white mates. Um you could put pawn here to keep king in check. But then king could move here, and you would need to check the king again. I guess you could move knight there, then. But then king could take... So the only moves you can make for black is you have to keep the king in check. Until you get them to mate. So the only ones are moving the pawn up. This bishop doesn't threaten the king. Moving the knight out. This knight can't move to a position where it checks the king here. So it's either moving the pawn or moving the knight. If it's moving the pawn, king could just take pawn there. Then you move the knight, but then puts that in double check. But the problem is king couldn't move any of which ways, right? Could just even move there because it's not covered anymore. Oh, it is covered by the knight. Okay, let's put currently where everything is threatening as a black piece. King obviously threatens those. Pawn threatens those too. Bishop could threaten along this diagonal. Pawn threatens that way. Knight threatens currently those two. Pawn threatens those two. Pawn threatens those two. Bishop connects that one. That's kind of all that's threatened. These... I don't know. 3 moves, right? So 3 moves away, which means 3 king moves. So we don't care about any of these. 3 king moves, can't reach there, can't reach here, can't reach here, or here. Potentially. Yeah, it has to be pawn move or knight move here. Okay. This is not supported. So if king moves here and here, how would you attack it? I don't think you can, right? Or maybe you could. So if you move knight to here, king moves there, knight moves here, so that attacks this. King takes. Well, king could move there. No. If you move knight to here, that would be attacking that spot. So knight to here means we are attacking both of these. So if king moves that way, it's dangerous, because then knight moves that way. This is being attacked by the diagonal. This is being attacked by that diagonal. So king moves there. So knight moves here. If king moves here, knight moves here, attacking this king. King cannot go any of these. King cannot go here, because this would be covering that spot. So king would have to go here. And then knight would move from here to here to here. And so that this would be covered by pawn, this would be covered by knight, these two would be covered by knight, and these two would be covered by knight. So king cannot move that way. Okay. So if knight goes here, king could go here. You have pawn elevating there. Right, promoting. I don't know if, yeah, promoting to here, which would be queen. King could then only move there. And then queen would go here, be protected by the knight, and cover the king. Okay. If king moves here, how do you threaten? I guess you could have knight move again. Knight can't go to here, so but knight could move to here. It would attack king. King would have to go to one of these two, and then pawn would promote, and then take queen. There we go. So those are the paths. So we have knight. So assuming if this were knight moving first, or sorry, black moving first. So white moving first, you get to mate by moving knight here to here, and this knight attacks that square. This pawn attacks that square, and this knight would put the king in mate, because no black piece could take it. If black was in position, knight moves here. King could move either in these three spots. This is covered by pawn. This is covered by bishop. This is covered by bishop. If king moves here, knight moves here, placing this king in check. This is still protected by bishop. This is protected by pawn here. This is protected by pawn here. This is protected by bishop here. And this would be protected by knight moving to here. So the king would have to move there, take the piece, and then you'd move the knight that was here to here. These would be attacked by the knight here. Knight moving here attacks these two squares. This is attacked by the pawn. And then it places king in mate. If king goes here, you move this pawn, promote to queen. This is attacked still by bishop. This is attacked by pawn. This is attacked by bishop this way. So the king would have to move here. Queen would move here. These would be attacked by bishop in this diagonal. This would be attacked by bishop that way, so it's protected. This is protected from knight. These would be attacked by, again, pawn, bishop. Queen would attack these spaces and would put king in mate. If king goes this way, so you have knight going here. You have to have knight going here. These would, again, still be attacked by bishop. This would be attacked by bishop this way. This would be attacked by pawn. This is protected by pawn. So the king has to go either here or here, which means pawn can promote and mate the king. Interesting. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the solve and the chess pieces, which, again, I'm very bad at chess, so, or not very bad, but I'm just not good at chess at all. So, I hope you enjoyed the chess stuff, too, that went along with it. And I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.